Hello everybody! In today's video, we are talking about one of my favorite things that I never talk about, and that's backup electrical power. This is an old UPS that I brought home from the station. We have had it in storage for I don't know how many years. In fact, I don't know if we ever used it. We might have just been given it when the original owner retired it. No idea. But it's an Eaton PowerWare rack mount UPS. This unit is rated for 1500 volt amps or 1050 watts. Very, very cool. And the reason I took notice of this thing and brought it home is because we have several UPSs in use throughout the TV station. They are all American Power Conversion smart UPS units, and one of them needed its batteries changed recently, and we've since bought new batteries, and I went ahead and did that. But while I was waiting for the new batteries to come in, I saw this thing. And I thought, hey, presumably this has batteries in it, which it did. And I was 99% certain that any batteries that came out of this were going to be completely junk, which they were. But I thought I would take them out just for fun and just test them. And if by some miracle the batteries tested better than the ones that needed to be changed in the UPS we were using, I could switch them over. But those batteries were complete junk, all dried up. I did fill them with water. None of them came back. They were just completely open circuit. But now that we changed the batteries in the UPS we are using, I've got a set of batteries that are worn out but still serviceable. And I thought, hey, why don't I bring this guy home? We're not using it. And I've got these somewhat still usable batteries. Why don't I change the batteries in this thing and see if it works? And if it does work, I'm going to put it to use here at home because I currently have a UPS here powering my desktop computer that was given to me by the station a couple of years ago. It's a little 750 watt American Power Conversion unit, and it is not powerful enough to run my computer anymore when my computer is running full tilt doing something like running folding at home. It's also gone through two sets of batteries in the 2 or 3 years that I've had it. APC UPSs just seem to be really sensitive to batteries in general, and they seem to wear out batteries relatively quickly. So it's on its second set of batteries I bought for it. Those are worn out now. It's not functioning anymore. And even before the batteries wore out, it generally would not. If the power went out while my computer was running folding at home overnight, it would just shut right down because the computer is pretty much running it at 100% capacity. Let me show you that real quick. Here it is, a little smart UPS 750, and the replace battery light is lit up. And yeah, even on a light load like it is right now, if the power goes out, it's just going to immediately shut off. And yeah, this thing will not run my computer anymore if my computer is at full tilt. And that's just my computer. There are other things I'd like to have plugged into this, but I can't because it just doesn't have enough capacity anymore. So I'm thinking if this thing works, I'll just use it here. We've got yet another one of these in storage at the station and another smart UPS 1500 rack mount at the station. So we're not hurting for spare UPSs. So I figure I'll use this here. If I need to buy new batteries for it, because the ones I have here aren't good enough, then sure, I'll buy new batteries for it. But this thing ought to do a fine job running my computer and other things, hopefully. Now, I don't know when this was made, but what I do know is that PowerWare was originally a brand name of a company called Invensys, which was founded in 1999 and dissolved in 2014. Eaton Corporation bought the PowerWare division from Invensys in 2004. So this is no older than 2004. Funny enough, Invensys ended up being bought by Schneider Electric, who, no kidding, are the company that owns the American Power Conversion brand name. So Eaton bought Invensys's stuff, and then Invensys was bought by the competitor Schneider Electric. That's kind of funny. So looking at this thing, we've got a user interface that uh, doesn't seem to be quite as sophisticated as what American Power Conversion uses. We only have one meter here, which I assume is used both for a load meter and a battery state of charge meter, and then the lights individually mean various other things, and we got annunciators for AC power, battery indication of some sort. And then I looked at the manual for this thing. This light means bypass mode. So I think if the batteries are too bad for it to work properly, or something else is wrong, then that light will light up. And the UPS will still provide power to stuff, but it'll have no battery functionality, no backup power functionality when the power goes out. Oh, I just found out when this was made, 2008. Okay, cool. And then we got a sticker up here. It's the PowerWare 9125. And as you can see here, this thing is kind of unique compared to the APC UPSs, because all the APC stuff is a 24-volt system. On the smaller UPSs, it's 2 batteries in series. On the larger rack mount UPSs, it's 4 batteries in a 2S2P configuration. But this uses 4 batteries that all run in series, 48 volts. And that's kind of neat because double the voltage, you need half the current, so it's probably easier on the batteries, especially as the batteries start to get old, to only have half the current running through them. We got more stickers over here. So it's called the PowerWare 9125 1500 for a 1500 volt amp capacity. Input rating is 1500 watts, 12 amps. 100 to 127 volts. You can actually configure it through the front panel what the rated input voltage is. And then the input for the batteries, 48 volts, 29 amps nominal, or 42 to 55 volts, 35 amps maximum. Whew, still a lot of current going from those batteries. 1500 volt amp, 1050 watts. This was assembled in Mexico. And then around the back, 6 outlets. This is, what is this? Oh, that's I believe that's for protecting Ethernet. Ethernet in, Ethernet out, kind of like some surge protectors had for telephone jacks. And then these things apparently have an expansion slot, and you could have slots for different things. This one has the single serial port slot. There was also one for USB for connecting to a PC, which this unfortunately doesn't have. Now, it says COM port, and it is a DE9 port, but according to the manual, it's not meant for actually talking to a computer. Each one of these pins basically goes high or low depending on various status things. It just seems to be for connecting to other equipment and turning that equipment on and off depending on the status of the UPS. Like there's a pin that'll go high when the power's out, a pin that'll go high when the batteries are dead, a pin that'll go high if the UPS has some fault, stuff like that. So I don't know if there's actually a way to communicate with a computer. It may just be for interfacing with different equipment using digital high and low signals. And then that connector is actually for a separate external battery bank. You could actually expand these with with other rack mount units that held additional batteries, which is kind of cool. And so that is it. Too bad there's no USB, but this is probably old enough that any software that was needed to communicate with it probably doesn't work on modern Windows anymore anyway. So, to change the batteries in this thing, you got to take off the front panel. Comes off like that. And then your battery pack actually lives in there. So unlike the APC units that are like 2 batteries and then 2 batteries, this has all 4 batteries in a row. And I did a bit of cheating and did some work off camera. I've actually changed out the battery pack with the batteries, the somewhat, hopefully still okay batteries that I got from the station. And yes, these are PBS brand batteries, which is kind of funny considering where they came from. But yeah, this is the battery pack. It's this plastic clamshell, and all 4 batteries are wired in series. And it's not even fused. And it's a little bit scary having a 48 volt battery pack like this, because you got 48 volts with the capability of supplying dozens of amps, if not more, of current. And that's what that has the capability of doing what we in the profession call effing shit up. I've seen YouTube videos of people doing arc welding with like 4 car batteries in series. Granted, these aren't car batteries, but 48 volts with a ton of current still coming out of that connector. That could do some scary stuff if something goes wrong. I can't believe it's not fused. That's just crazy to me. But yeah, they're all connected in series using individual wires. And what Eaton wanted you to do if you needed a new battery was to buy the complete pack from them, which includes the plastic enclosure and this wire harness and everything. Screw that. I just switched out the individual batteries. It was quite easy to do. And that just slides right in there. So, all that's left to do is test this thing. I haven't plugged it in. I haven't powered it on. I have no idea of this thing's history, if it still works. I'm just praying that it doesn't explode. And yeah, we're going to put the battery pack in and plug this thing in and see what it does. Battery pack plugs in there. Not quite as beefy of a connector as what American Power Conversion uses. But again, there's only half the current coming through here as well. And you can see we got cooling fans here, computer style fans. And yeah, let's go back into the office, which I must apologize in advance is very messy at the moment. We will give this thing a test and see what it does. Eaton PowerWare UPS is running. 100 watt incandescent bulb as a load. Gonna cut power, see if it stays running. Yes, it does. There you go. There. It's in shut up mode. Oh, seems to be okay. Wow, these are really quiet compared to the American Power Conversion units. They really buzz pretty loudly when they're running on battery power. Turn power back on. And just like that, it's on mains power. But there you go, very nice. Okay, how about a 300 watt incandescent lamp? It's actually registering now, so this is actually a load meter. APC is nice because they give you separate load and battery state charge meters. This one's got 1 meter to do them both, but let's cut power here. No problem. There you go, still got 4 lights. Oh, it seems to be doing just fine, 300 watts. And again, these are batteries that aren't in very good shape. How about a variable output hairdryer set to about 500 watts? 3 lights. Cutting the power. Still going. It's going really well. Oh, we're getting low. Power on. Oh, it did pretty well, although it cut down the battery lifetime by quite a lot. Okay, let's keep going. 750 watts. Oh, it did that pretty well. Got down to 1 or 2 lights on the battery meter. Alright, enough horsing around. 1000 watts, and even before the power was cut, the fans are already running. It must just have to cool itself off under high loads. We've got 4 out of the 5 lights lit up. Let's see if it'll run this for even a second. It's doing it. Wow. See if it'll hold out for like 30 seconds. Oh man. Oh, and that was it. Alright, power back on. Mains power is on. Is it gonna automatically turn the AC back on? Oh, maybe not. AC is on. Oh. There we go. It turned the AC back on. Well, good. The thing handles 1000 resistive watts just fine, and even on these worn out batteries, it did that for like 20 seconds. Excellent. Well, there it is, and I gotta say, it is working great. I've got my computer folding here at full power. You can see it's using 75% of the load capacity, and yeah, this thing is working just fine. And best of all, it's totally happy on slightly worn out batteries that APC UPSs will just immediately reject. So I think we're gonna get along just fine. Very economical. Cool. And as for my cute little smart UPS 750 here, it's gonna go back from whence it came, back to the station. And I have a place at the station where I think this guy will work just fine, even if it does need new batteries. So there you go. Thanks for coming along with me, testing a completely unknown condition UPS. Doing some hack jobbery to fit some free worn out batteries into it. And yeah, seems to be just fine. So there you go. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.